I'm gonna try and connect the skyline for you. If you look up over here, you see that tower and the cross right there. That's a really beautiful church, and right next to it, right beneath it, is the upper room and also the location of David's tomb. Ironically, the upper room is situated directly above where the Jewish people believe David's tomb is. So it's kind of a holy site for both people. So that's right up there, kind of at the highest point of Jerusalem. If you travel down from that point, you get to the Dome of the Rock. And of course we know that right there is where the Temple Mount is, right where the Golden Dome is. Right underneath the Dome of the Rock, and you can't really see that from here, is the Western Wall, which is the Wailing Wall. All those famous shots of that lit up wall where everyone's praying is right underneath that Golden Dome. On this side, if you continue down, you see kind of the silverish dome. Right there is the southern wall and the southern steps. Right there are 90-foot wide steps that pilgrims used to ascend up into the Temple Mount using. If you ever get the chance to come to Jerusalem, you absolutely have to go on the southern steps. It's one of the few locations that we know without a doubt Jesus's footstep right there. Now moving up from the southern steps, you see that hill with all of those kind of little dots. Those are actually gravestones, and that is the Mount of Olives. Now at the bottom of it, before we go up, you see kind of that greenery, and it continues this way. That's where Gethsemane would be. There, people have found some olive trees that date back to 1500 to 2000 years old. So that's the Garden of Gethsemane. It's right at the bottom of the Mount of Olives. If you trace up the Mount of Olives, there's even a pathway between the graveyards that is believed to be the Palm Sunday road that Jesus descended down. And you follow it up to the peak of the Mount of Olives, which is where it's believed that Jesus ascended into heaven, and the promise is that he will descend. If you want a little bit more, we can travel down all the way down the Mount of Olives. There's kind of a neighborhood here. It's the Siloam neighborhood, and a little bit further down right there is ancient Jerusalem. It's called the City of David, and that's where the archaeology, the digs are being currently excavated all the way down, and they're finding the Pool of Siloam, which is down there. They're finding the Herodian Wall, the Pilgrim's Ascent. They believe even the Palace of David would have been located down here. What would happen is pilgrims would come from all over, and they would come into ancient Jerusalem, begin the ascent, bathe at the Western Wall, the southern steps for ritual purity, and go all the way up to the Temple Mount. So that's everything right here in one viewpoint, one vantage point, and hopefully that connects it. For me, it was a little bit difficult to try and track all the situations. I thought everything was so much further than it is, but when you're standing here in the place, you realize these things are all within walking distance. They're all extremely close to one another, and it brings a whole new aspect to what's being said through the story when you're able to overlay a map in your mind and see the geography of it. Because the reality is the land speaks. It's a character in the story. And so when you get to interact with this character, you begin to see another side of the story.